Hi guys, my name is Venus Flores, fitness professional and health coach. Welcome to Wellness Diary channel. I am super excited that you're here because on this channel, we get to talk about fitness, we get to talk about nutrition, we get to talk about mindset, overall health, everything you need to know in order to become a happier, healthier you. In today's video, I'm going to talk about how you can evaluate your habits, change them, and do the stuff that makes you happy. All right, guys. So when it comes to changing your habits, right? It's important to know your habits, to know exactly what you need to change. Because if you're someone, somebody might tell you, hey, you have this little habit and maybe you should change, or you should change that, or you should stop doing that. If you're someone who feel like, hey, I'm very content with who you are, so then there's no need to change it, right? But if you're someone who's going through self-evaluation, right? And you feel like, hey, I want to improve who I am as a person and so on, then this video might work for you because I believe in self-improvement and self-development, and I believe that there's always something to learn and there's always something to improve on, right, in life, because that's how we learn, right? So for me, I went through that, and the best way that I was able to really evaluate myself is by writing stuff down. I am really big on writing stuff down because that's how I process a lot of stuff. Sometimes you might have, again, a little suppressed emotion that you were not aware about, right? Because we constantly do stuff on the daily to mask certain stuff. And sometimes we do that subconsciously. Oh my goodness, can't even say that word. But anyway, so again, it's very important to kind of evaluate, right? So how do we do that? And how I did it is by writing stuff down, right? So I start by, I look back for about a month or so. It is going to be a little hard because you kind of have to recall little stuff that you normally do. So I went back about a month and just write down what do I typically do every time, from the time I get up, from the time I go to sleep. I even go as detailed as far as what kind of food that I will take in here and there, because that's very important if you're someone who's on a healthy journey where, hey, you want to, or a weight loss journey, that's also important. So just kind of really writing stuff down. Okay, what do I normally do? But notice that I'm taking away as far as like to-do list, right? Like, for example, oh, I have to do laundry, or I went to the grocery store. So I keep those little things away because those are necessities, right? So we want to avoid these little stuff. Just really dig deep and really finding yourself as far as what are the little stuff that you do, right? So for me, I was big on watching useless television or swiping away on Instagram or Facebook and really wasting time, right? And time is so valuable, right? Because once you start going to a self-development, your mind is going to start opening to that, where you feel like, hey, my time is valuable, right? That's my power. So why am I wasting it on stuff that don't raise my value? So you're going to start noticing these little trends, right? Again, if you're someone who big into weight loss, because I went into a weight loss journey where you feel like you're doing little stuff or eating certain food that kind of make you feel crap after you eat them. So you feel like, okay, why do you still do that? Why do you have that little attachment, right? So it's always important to do that. Once you have that list and you've written down everything that you find yourself doing, now go through that list and put a number from a scale of 1 to 10, right? 1 being something that completely useless. Why am I still doing this? I don't know. to 10 being your highest. That one is something that brings you your value up, that makes you feel special, that brings you joy, that makes you feel good. So we're going to write that down as a 10, right? So now you're going to go back and evaluate that list, right? So anything that's a 6 and below, right? You're going to go back and ask yourself, why do you do them? And when you do that, it's very important that you don't just rely on your brain. You also rely on your heart, because what happened is the brain is really big at justifying stuff, right? So, or rather, again, for me, was watching useless television. So, I find myself watching useless television when I'm bored, right? I don't want to do anything. I don't want to engage my mind. So I'm just going to put on some reality shows or whatever it is just to spend the time. I'm bored, right? I'm not really taking in anything positive. So then I realized that it was a trend and I would do that on a daily. And I wanted to take that out. Not to say that, hey, you can't watch television or you can't have a social media or anything like that, but I would find myself wasting so much time from watching one episode to watching 4 or 5 episodes, and next thing you know, oh, the day is over, right? So it's in a way to really evaluate yourself and to take control of your life. That's the reason why really just being honest with yourself and seeing, okay, why do I do this little thing? And once you're able to see that, now you can start taking control of yourself and taking control of your life and say, okay, I do enjoy watching the show, but I don't need to spend 5 hours watching useless television and not taking in anything that's going to bring my value up. So maybe just 1 episode a day, so 1 hour a day or 2 hours a day, then that's enough for me. And then the other times, let me focus on me. Let me focus on raising my values. Let me focus on increasing my inner vibration, something like that, right? So once you're able to really do that, that's something positive. That's something that's gonna, again, raise your values. And when I mean raise your values, is a good example is if someone, okay, you went through a weight loss journey and let's say you lost 50 pounds, right? You went through that. That's a big life experience. That's a life experience that you went through that's going to stick with you forever and that you can share with others, right? Because now if you encounter someone who's going through that same process, now it's going to trigger in you to say, you know what? I can share my experience with that person, what I've went through and how I was able to achieve my goals. And then maybe I can inspire them to keep going, to keep pushing, because now that person it's going to be, they're going to be willing to listen to you, right? Because you're bringing something valuable in their life. You're bringing something positive in their life, right? That's what I mean by raising your values, right? Do watching useless television, reality TV show, was that something that raised my values? No, because some shows that I care about, other people may not care about them, right? So then it's really nothing positive there that's going to raise my values. So it's very important to be honest with yourself when you're evaluating your list and to really see, okay, why am I still doing this? Maybe it's time for a change, right? Once you have that, it's also important to write down the stuff that you would want to accomplish, right? Stuff that you would want to accomplish, stuff that brings you joy in your life, stuff that will make you a better person overall, right? For me, what I implemented in my list that was a 10 for me was number 1, meditation, right? Number 2 was, hey, I need to travel more often. I want to travel more often. Things that's bringing me more experience, things that bringing me more peace of mind, things that bringing me less stress, more positivity, more good energy around me. So those are the stuff that, hey, I write down. Again, not a to-do list, okay? So those are the stuff that you want to write down and say, yeah, those are the things that I want to incorporate more into my life. And again, if you're someone whose weight loss is a thing for you, you're trying to lose weight, I would assume that someone who's trying to lose weight, that would be a 10 for them, right? And that's going to be a 10 on your list. So then you know that, hey, I need to do that. And I know that, okay, I want to be this much lighter in 6 months from now. So you're trying to make that into a reality. You're engraving that into your mind, into your soul, so that, hey, this is what I want to do and this is what I'm going to do, okay? Because that's a 10 for me, and that's going to bring more joy in my life. So once you're able to write these things down, now you can compare and say, hey, all the stuff that are 6 and below, I'm going to start little by little taking these little things out, right? So again, it's not going to be easy, right? So for me, when I would spend time watching useless television and I find myself, scrolling away on Instagram for like hours, 2 hours, now I kind of limit myself. I say, you know what? I want to scroll. I give myself 1 hour of social media, all right? And then I give myself 1 hour of television per day, something like that. So once I do that, then I know, okay, now I have the rest of my day, the rest of my time to do something positive, right? To really build myself as a better individual, right? So then again, now it gives me more time to say, oh, now I can meditate, for an hour. Now I can go on my normal morning walks, right? Because you see that, hey, I'm not wasting time on things that are useless, and now I can do stuff that brings me joy, that makes me happy. And when you're writing your list that are all the things that are 10 for you, it doesn't have to be something extreme as far as, oh, I need to travel every 6 months or so. No, it doesn't have to be like that. It can be something very simple. For me, going on a walk every morning, that's a 10 for me. Why? Because it free my mind. I attack the day in a better mood overall. Just being outside, get some good oxygen, getting some sun, it feels good, and then it kind of improves my mood overall. So that's a 10 for me, right? So just look at like simple stuff. It doesn't have to be anything extreme, right? So once you really see all these little stuff that you do that don't mean anything, right? And you say, okay, I'm going to start taking that out, and then start implementing more of my 10. Now you're going to start noticing that, hey, you start doing things that are bringing you more joy into your life, right? Making you feel happy and overall improve you as an individual, right? So it's pretty cool. Those are the stuff that I had to do. It worked for me, and hopefully by just implementing that and really evaluating your habits and really implementing stuff that make you feel good, then you can empower others to do the same. So on that note, that was all for me today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscription button below, because I don't want you to miss out on all the amazing content that I will be putting out. Also, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to comment. Let me know what you think. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you next time.